Welcome to the Darkest Timeline podcast. I am Ken Jeong, and Joel, we're on the air. Oh, shit. I don't think your audio's on.
No, I'm just messing with you, Ken.
Dude. You're such a dick, man. You're such a dick. Dude.
That's the happiest I've been during COVID, right
Dude,
there.
I've never
that moment.
That was a real
You couldn't hear my lips smacking?
No, I couldn't. Okay. This is our first time on Zoom, and we're doing we're trying different formats. We usually do this on Skype because I just but this is the first time doing a podcast on Zoom.
Seriously. Yeah. Set.
Now I can hear your lips smacking. Now I can hear it.
The whole thing was in there the whole time.
Yeah, but
creepy.
I'm so insecure. This shows my awkward socials, my low self-esteem. Your lips are smacking, but I assume my lips are smacking. And I'm not
you thought that was your lips?
You know, like when you're at a party and if someone's doing something awkward, if you have such low self-esteem, you just assume that I'm doing.
I would assume, yes, it's my fault.
You know what I mean? That's exactly. Oh, man.
That was so great because you were doing your intro, then you're like, is something wrong? It's just like.
I literally gonna cut and reset, and I was like,
"Oh, amazing!" I knew you were about to, so I quickly said something because I was like, "Oh no, it's good."
Well, it's nice. I really wanted to do a Zoom podcast, and it's great. We got our like, God, we got a full team today. We got Owen Hobson, who's been like dutifully doing
the entire Hobson band.
The Hobson band, and then Andrew
early
Hobson,
in the country
original
music
Hobson of this podcast, as he likes to be called.
Yes.
He is back from a successful tour, and it's like
with the great Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute. So like, so we were catching up, and I'm sure everyone here wants to hear about the behind the scenes making of this podcast. I'm sure that will be coming out.
I always call out the producers right before I.
We want to do an EPK. Yeah, we want to do an EPK. But you know what? You don't even know that I know this, but I think congrats. I never talked about your show Stargirl. Congrats. I think it's done well. I think it's getting second season.
Thanks for saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It did yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah. No. Congrats, man. And
I didn't have much to do with it. I just show up and die immediately.
But still, you're part of it's solid ratings, solid show.
Yeah.
And showrunner's a friend of the family. So yeah, it's just been Melissa. So yeah, it's it's a good thing, man. Congrats.
Yeah, no, I got to do my scenes were with Luke Wilson, and
that's great.
And we're doing this scene where I'm dying, and I'm not spoiling anything,
right?
But I'm the greatest character in the history of Stargirl, and I'm Starman. But
right.
They at one point we're kind of just doing that. We're doing the dialogue, and then the director goes, "Hey, Luke, can you turn up the emotion a little bit?" And basically, that's what he said. And then I swear, on the next take, Luke's tears were dropping onto my face.
Wow.
And I was just like, man, that guy can act, and he's responsible for the funny. Have you ever been? Yes, of course you have. You've been in a movie theater where you are laughing so hard people start getting angry at you.
Yeah, that with my cackle, yes, a lot. Yeah. I get kicked out of movie premieres because I laugh a lot. Because I'm such a loud laugher. I went to a Will Ferrell movie premiere. Mi Casa de Padre, remember that movie? Okay, and me and Shane were there. We couldn't stop laughing. We laughed louder than anybody else in the theater. And then I think Will's people looked at me like, "You're coming to every premiere, you're coming to every premiere," because we had nothing to do with the movie. We just wanted to watch it. So
well, I remember that scene from the Royal Tenenbaums where Luke Wilson plays a professional tennis player, and he has his girlfriend dumps him, and he just decides to give up. And he takes his shoes off, and he's serving underhand. It's just, I don't know why the announcers, every time I start thinking of the scene, I start laughing. It's the funniest scene I've ever seen. And I had to kind of like remove myself because I was hyperventilating. And I told, when you tell somebody about a scene that they're in,
I know,
and you're like, you were so fun. I'm sure you get all the time with Hangover, but you go like, no, that's great. I'm glad you find that funny, but you can't. I was like, no, you don't understand. You changed my life with that scene. And
how did he react?
He's the nicest guy in the world. And so he's like, oh, that's great. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. I'm like, no, he wasn't being patronizing, anyway. But he's so, and so I didn't get to work with Amy Smart or Breck Bassinger, the other leads, and
right.
But Breck, we put in bad hours, wonderful, crazy hours with the community. Breck Bassinger is in every scene. It's an hour long, and it's all stunts and superhero stuff. And I was like wrapped at 1 a.m, and I was like, "What are you still doing here?" She's like, "Oh, I have 2 more scenes." And I was like, "And you're working tomorrow?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll just force call." And I was like, It's good to be 21, isn't it? And anyway, I'm just talking about myself now.
No, I mean, congrats. And as well, you should. You have, we don't talk about your stuff. You have Stargirl, you have a movie Becky that's coming out, and it's just.
No, it's out. It's number one.
Yeah, that's right. It's number one. We should be promoting our stuff more.
Well, I don't know why we're having to go see.
We don't really promote our stuff.
As I was telling you earlier, it was like Becky is the number 1 movie in the country in theaters right now. It's it's so. People like, if you had told me that, I'd be like, well, I was like, well, there's the whole thing with the COVID thing, and it's all drive-ins, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah.
Number 1, the box office gross.
Lulu Wilson.
SUVs. Man, Becky's number 1 at 4 SUVs.
Have you ever been to a drive-in?
I have. I don't think I ever have been to a drive-through. I don't think so.
Drive-through? I know you've been to a drive-through.
Drive-through. Yeah, I've been to drive. Okay, all right. I've never been to a drive-in. I don't think
I have not either, which shows you, because Seattle they closed them all up real quick.
I don't know. I'm a screener kind of boy. I don't know.
Now, for those of you listening, a screener
wait,
is something
says the LA celebrity. Do home theaters count? Do I just drive?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You have a drive-in home theater.
I have a drive-in home theater. It's really revolutionary. Is
it really just a garage with a screen?
Just a garage. It's a garage. It's a garage with one of those transparency projectors, and we just watch screenshots from IMDb of movies.
Who wants to watch Dad's IMDb page?
Just say yes. Just say yes. Otherwise, he's gonna just say yes. Otherwise, he's gonna show his.
Well, I missed you since last Friday. I missed you since last Friday, Ken. You did.
By the way, missed you since last Friday. Thank you to Jim Rash and the people at OMG VIP and Loop Live. Another amazing live Q&A show. It was a lot of fun to have Jim, and we're answering community questions, and we literally, answer every single question as much as we can, which enables us to not answer any questions on the real podcast. So it's nice.
We don't want to.
Because we don't want to. But no, it really is great. The fans that show out, especially on 4th of July weekend, and we hope to do those very soon. And
we'll do it again. We'll do it. Do it. Let's do it tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right.
Well, everything's going great with COVID.
Yeah.
And that's a bum us out. But
surging spikes. Man.
Yeah, as Fauci was saying,
you had to be the wet blanket.
Yeah, I'm the wet blanket. I agree. As Fauci said, it's folks. I know we were joking around, but it's this first wave is only getting bigger. It's not a second wave, and part
of the first. Yep.
I hear it all the time now, and it's and I know it must be, I blew in the face, but please cover your blue face with a mask, please, dear God. It would that alone would help out so much that I don't know if it's gonna.
I mean, I was watching a virologist on the news, and he was just a scientist, and he was like, "Look, just when you wearing a mask, I mean, even big business, banks, when big banks are saying wear a mask is good for the economy, that's how you reopen the economy, to wear a mask."
That's like,
I don't know what else we can, if you don't want to listen to anyone in politics, definitely don't want to listen to celebrities, if you don't want to listen to, but just look, in big business, man, it is like they're saying the only way to reopen the economy at this point, short of a vaccine, wear a mask. It's that, it's just, now it's just beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like when in my just my thoughts, prayers, and best wishes to everyone affected, in the new epicenters, including California. And I'm talking about Texas, Florida, everybody that's being affected right now, Arizona,
Montana's spiking too now.
Oh man, it really is just, it really is just more of the same. Is just wear a mask. You're going to see a lot of different developments and a lot of editorializing but it's at the end of the day, wear a mask and just try to be, I think being outside, if you're, being socially distant with a mask outside, if you're meeting with somebody or talking to somebody, I think that's just the rule of thumb,
if you're inside and breathing on people or you're in a bar or whatever it is, that is a recipe for disaster. So, so go to a bar, but just go to the outdoor part and and keep a few feet away, please. And, I don't know, drink through a straw, but,
I just think open space.
That's
I personally think open space outside, just, and the point is moot on a lot of the hotspots because the bars and restaurants are closing, and I think there's just nationwide in some of the hotspots they're just going to go back to delivery service only. So it's just but yeah, I mean we're still months away from a vaccine, and we just have to.
There's not. I mean, I know the Jenner Oxford vaccine out of England is the one that's looking very promising. It's the one that gets all the press. Are they in phase? They're almost in phase 3. Are they in phase 3? I'm not even.
I believe they're starting. I think they're, and don't quote me on this, but I think they're starting phase 3 in July. So, which is this month. So but that was, and I think, I think that who knows at this point what the vaccine, again, all this evolves. If you hear us either contradicting ourselves or saying one thing now and then on an earlier podcast and one thing, just the science evolves, and then you're going to have new policies, new treatments, new, it's like, I wouldn't hang on words, in terms of the science, in terms of the science, don't hang on a word from March. And then if you hear like this treatment is now an acceptable treatment, when it comes to the medicine, that's always ever changing, like the newspaper. It's just, new opinions and new policies are going to be formed from that. So just like,
in the meantime, we all know, everyone knows, the mask stops the soft droplets from flying through the air. And that's the hard droplets are not, that's the surface is not as, it looks like it's pretty difficult to get from a surface, as we've said before. And that continues to be the case my
that continues to be the case. Is just,
it doesn't mean you can't just wipe your hand on a surface and then wipe it into your eyes, but I wouldn't obviously do that. But stopping those soft droplets from flying around and circulating in a room. Yeah. Please.
Yeah. I agree. And,
all right. I know that it's funny. And sometimes when I I'll sometimes look at the chat and people are like, I love the COVID talk. And people are like, can you please stop talking about it? And I'm like, no, we have to.
Well, can you please stop wearing t-shirts with logos I can't read because you're blue?
You mean Coutinho Hot Sauce out of Phoenix, Arizona?
Nice t-shirt. Yeah.
Jacob Coutinho and his lovely wife. You should definitely, I'll send you some.
Okay. No, I actually did nothing. I mean, I'm all for sauce.
You actually eat hot
sauce? The sauce company. Thank you. But I'm just saying, like, Joel, just, if you're going to, do it like that, but don't.
They gave us $1 million to promote, for the show that commercial I just did was $1 million.
This is the first I've been aware of this. Owen, Andrew, did you know that? Okay. They did. They gave me a thumbs up that they knew. Okay.
So
well, nice. Well,
well, look who came crawling back.
Okay. Hey, this is Brent Terhune, who is on.
Damn right.
Okay, just you were on last week, and it's
called I'm a ratings maker.
Okay, I don't.
I seen your likes and clicks on the last video I was on.
I don't think I did
you
either
invite
one of
him
them.
back?
But okay, yeah.
It's called knowing how to hack on the dark web.
It is.
Because I was just about to say, for those listening, this, I don't mean to be a dick, but this is why
you're doing a good job there, Ken.
Okay, just
Dr. Ken.
Okay, please stop saying my name in quotes. And
it's Dr. Ken.
Okay, what is this, Korean opposite day? Just please stop saying my name in quotes. You are the reason why we went to Zoom. Okay, because you wouldn't stop Skyping us. Like we were having a pre-production meeting, and then I'm like, okay. So I told Owen and Andrew, and look, Andrew is here right now. He manned up. He said, look, we dropped the ball, and we got Brent on through Skype. We'll just do a Zoom. There's no way you can hack in on this.
With enough ingenuity on a dark web, you can get anything. If you get dark web Prime, that's free 2-day shipping on any illegal objects you need to purchase. By the way. They're not a sponsor for the pod, but I'm trying to get them on. I just had to come back on here and get some more reps in for Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Did you guys put in a good word yet?
Yeah, no, we put in a word to all the people.
Yeah, we let them.
We let everybody know. We let Hollywood know. Brent Terhune has arrived.
Is he reoccurring now, Ken?
It's honestly, this is
Zoom. You had to accept my invite. I'm like a vampire. I keep coming back. You let me in.
Well, but if we cut off a vampire's head or hit him with a wooden stake.
If you cut off anybody's head, they're going to die, Joel.
Including
Should I say talk soup?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was the soup when it was on, but that's fine.
Okay, for those of you who are just listening to this
back,
for the first
Brent.
time, this is Brent Terhune.
Do you want to say something?
He's from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis.
I said that. Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis.
I said in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis.
Indiana, and he's got a photo of Mike Pence in the background, who's from Indiana, and he's got a Trump Rambo poster that
it's a Rambo Trump poster.
I feel like, you're hacking in, and
did you have a good 4th of July, Dr. Ken?
I didn't even ask you that, Ken, so that's a fair question.
Actually, okay, touche. That's a fair question. Thank you, Brent.
Let me ask you this. Did you thank a veteran?
Say it again.
Did you thank a veteran for your freedom?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do. I think, I have families.
Go ahead.
You're a veteran?
Yeah, I was in the Cola Wars. And I brought back diabetes. So you're welcome for my service.
You're a veteran of the Cola Wars?
That's
you
right.
You mean whose side were you on?
The losing side, of course. The wrong side of history.
You're a big New Coke fan?
We fought for Crystal Pepsi. Me and RC Cola.
Oh, I thought, all right.
Okay, so how's it? Joel and I were talking about COVID.
How about Coke Black? Did you ever like that?
I don't need to get into Coke Black.
All right.
Okay, we were talking about COVID. We were talking about how is the pandemic situation in Indianapolis?
Good on the government extended. We're supposed to be on phase 5. Now we're on phase 4.5. Like, you just keep making up numbers.
What is there a phase? A phase 4 is stadiums are open.
Yeah, that's
big arenas.
Almost everything totally back.
I think is phase 4 everything up? I don't know for sure, but so what's phase 4.5, and more importantly, what's phase 5?
I don't know. You're better off asking the governor, because I don't know. I just show up to wherever I want to go and not wear a mask, of course, because I can't breathe.
Okay. We literally have been doing this whole podcast about wearing a mask and about
it's really important.
It's really important, Brent, to wear a mask. How come you don't want to wear?
Sound terrible.
You're coughing.
Are you laughing too, Brent?
Okay?
At the same time?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
He's laughing.
I told you it's allergy season on the last one. Now I'm back.
I mean, you've been saying you had allergies for months, and you can, but I'm just saying.
Don't mistake my cough for weakness. It's allergies. I'm just an alpha male in a beta male world, clearly.
Strangest Claritin ad ever, but.
I know.
You can get it on Dark Web Prime for 2-day shipping.
Man, just please stop promoting Dark Web Prime. Please, just it's not about. But I mean, will you even consider just, wearing a mask for other people? For not just.
Why? Please.
Why do I gotta wear a mask if they're wearing a mask?
No, but you're helping with the social distancing. You're helping getting the message across that you're not infecting other.
You know what I find helps with social distancing is illegal fireworks, which is what I had this weekend. It's the only illegal thing I like, by the way. But I don't know what's funny.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, Can
you let me finish your question?
Oh, my God. You asked him what was, I don't know.
Are you going to answer about how your 4th of July was, Talk Soup?
You didn't even ask me. You asked Ken.
I spent all 4th of July reading your book. What was that book called?
Thanks for the money.
Okay. Yeah. I had you read it to me, by the way, audible.com.
Oh, thank you wait, where did you buy it? It wasn't some dark web version of Audible, was it?
Yes.
You okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Seriously,
it was nice to have one of Hollywood's elite read me a book. It was very funny, by the way. You must have had a good ghostwriter.
Okay.
Yeah, I had like 7.
Actually, why did you admit that? Okay, okay, we'll cut this out. It's just
no, you can. Okay. It's fine.
It's just my whole point.
I just want to thank Brent for tuning into the book. I mean, Brent's now my favorite guest we ever had. Thanks for buying the book, Brent. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was the best $3 I ever spent.
God damn.
Wait, what does that say? What's that little huggy that is on your?
Emotional support beer. It's noon somewhere, Dr. Ken. You know what I'm saying?
I
think it's 5 o'clock somewhere is the phrase, but
well, I'm an overachiever. Did you see your Tangerine Savior's speech at the Mount Rushmore? Did you see that?
Yes.
Actually, I didn't. Enlighten me. What did you think about his speech?
I thought it was beautiful, but even before that, he showed up and tear gas protesters. Which, by the way, that's how you know Trump is coming. By the way, back in the day, it used to be hear ye, and then the Mad King would show up. But now you just see that tear gas canister fly in, and you realize you shouldn't be in that McDonald's drive-thru. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Ken knows about drive-thrus, as we've already talked about. So
it's okay, Joel, just stop. All right.
You ever been to Mount Rushmore, Talk Soup?
I have.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Well, I drove by. We used to drive across the country all the time, and
because you were poor.
Look, there was some penny pinching going on in my family, and
what did you when you stood at the base of them vanilla white faces just looking down on you? How did you feel?
Well, we didn't get out because my parents didn't want to pay to.
So you just did a drive-by.
We did a drive-by.
You took in all that freedom for free.
Well,
and everybody knows freedom ain't free. It costs $13.50 to get in the park. Talk Soup, and you just stand in awe.
We were in a rush. We were trying to get to Chicago as fast as we could.
And it makes you wonder, Talk Soup, when you see them looking down. It makes you wonder how big they would have made their peckers if they not ran out of mountain. You know what I'm saying?
That is not what I was thinking when I drove by it. No,
it's not full body art. It's not a full body.
It should have been.
Okay, is that what made? Okay, I guess.
No, I mean it's.
All right.
What do you know about the founding fathers, Dr. Ken? Where did you go to school, by the way?
I went to Duke University undergrad, and
you went to UNC for medical school.
Went to UNC for med school, and
where'd you go? Talk Soup.
The University of Washington.
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 I'm from Washington. So I get to say it the way I want to say Washington.
Well, Joel, just don't get him
sorry.
mad. Don't get him
Don't
mad.
make me drop the call.
No.
Well, you interrupted our. Okay.
Well, I didn't hear no talk about the Founding Fathers last episode I was on, so I figured I'd drop by and educate you.
Okay, please enlighten us about the Founding Fathers.
Okay.
Please.
You know, they say forefathers. There was actually more than four, but
Oof. I'm sorry.
Why are you oofing that joke?
Well, are you saying it's a joke?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
No.
Are you okay? Okay. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Laughter. Every time he has coughs, he laughs.
I'm nervous. Oh God, I really think you should get that cough checked out. I watch your videos, and I'm just nervous that this may not be allergies. What do you think?
I've had it for over 2.5 months. If something bad would have happened by now, it would have.
Jeez.
Claritin, Brenda, give me a Claritin.
No, I honestly, I mean, you could try it, but I just, how's your dog situation? You had like a big dog situation last time.
They're scared by the fireworks. I told you kids to stop with the fireworks. It's Joe Rogan practice time. These damn kids, they got a whole fireworks show in the house. Very close to my microphone. I can't believe it.
I just wanted to know, like you, and I'm just quoting you. I'm not casting judgment. You were unemployed, right? Am I right? You have no job. You said
I'm in between jobs for about 12 months.
Okay.
12 months and 3 years.
What did you do before that? So 4 years?
That's 4 years. You okay? Are you okay? I'm worried about, dude. Are you okay?
Some can say 4 years. I preferred 12 months and 3 years.
Why do you prefer that?
Yeah.
Because Hillary had emails. That's why.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, is there, may I ask, I mean, what did you do before, or what do you like? I
still do. I'm in internet talk radio.
Oh, internet.
Oh.
That's okay.
So like a podcast?
Like podcasting, or oh, don't get mad. I'm just
pissed.
Internet talk radio. I mean, you
Infowars.net. INFAUX.
You okay?
Wars.
Wait, do you have a rip off of Infowars?
Honestly, your voice is just crackling.
I was first.
You were?
Yeah.
When did you start?
Before Alex Jones.
But
you don't have it. You can't really name that time.
Well, he spells it INFAUX.
It's French.
Wars.net.
Yeah. Are you of French descent? Is that why you?
My last name is Terhune. You do the math.
Dr.
Ken.
It's not
the math.
Math of French it's just.
Can I talk about what you brought me here to talk about?
Well, I didn't really. I mean,
Ken, did you bring him here?
No, it was literally, we went to Zoom because I thought it was just a little bit more secure, and but it's okay. I'm sorry. No, don't get mad. I mean, but it's good.
Well, let's let him talk. Why don't you say what you want to say?
Say what you want to say, and yeah.
We're glad you're here.
Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
Did you even thank him on 4th of July?
I just, I mean,
he wrote that thing that Nicolas Cage is always trying to steal, and he wrote it, but a whole bunch of other people signed it. It was like when you had a group project in school, and people just signed their names to it. I'm looking at you, John Hancock, you lazy son of a bitch. We also have.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Dude, I really think
allergies.
How is John Hancock
that's actually
lazy?
more of a gastrointestinal symptom. I really think you need to see a GI for your reflux, and you need.
I am a GI. I was in the Cola Wars.
What was your ranking in the Cola Wars?
Ranking?
That's not important right now.
It's not. It's a simple question. What was your rank?
Okay, it's okay. Just, I
was a 30-pack. That's about as high as you can go. We had 2 leaders, by the way.
Who
were the leaders?
2 leaders.
God.
John Adams, he was a vice president as well. Him and Thomas Jefferson both died on the same day, which just goes to show how dangerous some fireworks used to be back then, because they died on 4th of July. Did you know that, Talk Soup?
I did.
Oh, you did know that?
Yeah, I saw. I knew. No, I saw Hamilton. Yeah.
Wait. Is that your?
Oh, John Adams.
Do that impression. Was that impression of Talk Soup? Just do that impression again.
Talk Soup. My name's Talk Soup.
That's not how I sound.
That's pretty good.
It's
actually,
not even close to your bad impression, Ken.
Well, no. I mean, mine's more,
not how I talk.
Well, you might have a hidden talent in terms of like impressions, in terms of voices. You ever
I'm really good at impressions, especially first ones are bad. God damn it.
Jeez.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Are you okay? I honestly, you got to get that checked out. I really would get that checked out. So
John Adams also had his diary read aloud to Congress. You ever had your diary read aloud, Dr. Ken?
I don't keep a
keep a diary because you look like the type of guy that would keep a diary.
What does that mean?
What type of guy keeps a diary?
You?
Yeah, it's a perfect argument. It's a closed circle.
Can you imagine if they read Mike Pence's diary to Congress?
What would it say?
They'd probably be like, Donald looks so good in his baggy suit and long red tie as long as his CVS receipt. I'll forever be his presidential ride or die chick. Ben Franklin, what do you know about Ben Franklin, Talk Soup?
He discovered electricity.
Yeah.
He invented the lightning rod. You're good on that. Bifocals.
How about the bifocals? And
he was famous for having a lot of sexual partners. He's what I like to call the ludicrous of the founding fathers because he had hoes in different area codes.
You're very funny. You have a distinct.
I'm not trying to be funny. This is serious.
You ever thought about going into stand-up comedy or anything like that? I mean, no.
Ever since Trump became president, comedy ain't funny no more.
All right.
I kind of
John Jay, you know about him? He's kind of the Pete Best of the founding fathers.
Pete Best of the drummer of the Beatles that was replaced by Ringo Starr. Got it.
Yes. Happy birthday, Ringo, by the way. Today's his birthday.
Is it?
Shout out to Ringo. Yes, it is.
How old is he?
Yeah.
Too old.
Okay.
Okay.
John Jay was the first Supreme Court justice back in 1789, and a year later, Ruth Bader Ginsburg joined him.
I really think you have
Don't you edit none of this.
No, I really think you have a future. You're funny. You could be a monologist. You could really think you have
a monologist.
Yep.
Now, my wife and I, we don't like to. We tend to swing. I'll just say that, but I don't want to put that out there.
Wow.
Should we edit that, Brent? Should we? Edit?
No, leave that in. I want people to know.
You said I didn't want to put that out there, but you want people to know.
All right. Any parting words right now? Anything to plug or promote? Anything you want?
Infowars.net.
Okay.
As I said,
and that's infowars.net.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And as I said, we had the mask on there to own the libs, and then I just.
Why do you got to say it with such like a scowl? Just
because of the libs.
You okay, dude? You okay, dude? I'm really.
And if I can plug my new product, we just added the Confederate flag romper for those that are woke, but also want to show their Southern pride. It's like trees and rag overalls.
Oh.
Well.
So I'm going to go ahead and drop you from my Zoom call.
Okay.
I had enough of this Joe Rogan practice, and these kids are. I told you to cut the fireworks off.
Oh my gosh.
All right, get off my Zoom call.
Wow. Oh my God. That's
you need to tell me, Ken, when you're gonna, just have guests on.
I know. That's why we went on Zoom, because we just wanted to. Okay.
Well, he answered a lot of community questions, which
we should have him on the next. That was my question. I want him on the next virtual live Q&A, because he's just
I would like to hear his answers.
I would like to. What if he knew more about Community than us combined?
Oh, I'm sure he already.
He probably does. He probably knows more about Community,
or he probably has a lot of opinions about it.
Anyway, well, I just want to thank Brent,
Brent.
for coming on.
You're
and
very funny, man.
Shaq.
What's up?
Big Aristotle. Wait, you're choking me at a party.
No, you're choking me.
Oh, for the listeners at home.
Is that my guy Joe?
That's Joe McHale. That's Joe
Joe
McHale from The Soup. And he and I are doing this podcast. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming
being
on,
a part of this. Oh, my
Can you hear me?
goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I need to go vertical, whatever the fuck that is.
Whatever I think now. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Look. Hey, you are
behind you, Shaq, in your background. Who's
look
the text? Just casually not paying attention to you guys strangling each other.
I can't answer that. I don't want Ken's wife to hear that we had some party. So
I remember that vividly. That was back in New York. It was one of the first times I met you.
Yep.
And it was amazing. That was 2013. I remember that was one of the first times I met you. And it's just, you were, thank you for being the biggest guest we've ever had on the podcast, first of all. And then
Dave Bautista's going to be pissed.
Don't tell Dave Bautista. Don't tell Bautista. And then it literally, I'm thinking about the first time I ever met you was actually at the Final Four in 2012 in New Orleans, where Kentucky won. And I had really nice seats, thanks to Coke Zero. They gave me really nice seats, and you were 3 rows behind me, and then with your arm, you tapped my shoulder. I had never met you before. I turned around and you went, "Toodaloo, motherfucker!" Yeah. I will never ever forget that. That was, and literally, it was. I just. That would be my favorite basketball memory ever.
Shaq, Ken. How was Ken in front of you, Shaq?
I think I stole Shaq's seats. I think I stole his seats, and then I had to go back to where Shaq was sitting, and then I probably got.
I just want to thank you both and all the comedians for making me great. Because no, seriously, I'm gonna tell you why. Doing the things that I do. Very stressful, right?
Right.
You know how it is in sports. You lose a game, you play a bad game. So I'm pissed off all the time. And there was only one thing that could take me out of that. Watching movies, watching my favorite comedians, watching my favorite shows. So you guys have definitely played a part of that, especially you, Joe. You're the way you deliver is fucking hilarious. And Ken, the way you deliver. So, guys like you, Adam, Chris Rock, I love now that I can just go to Netflix and Hulu and watch any comedy special I want. Oh, yeah, the comedy special you did, my man, in San Francisco, that was brilliant. Hey. So I want to just say, thank you guys. You guys don't get a lot of credit, and you guys can't really say and do the stuff that you want to do these days because people are all fucking sensitive. But I just want to say, thank you guys for being you. And, the world needs to just get out and laugh more. Because as I'm looking at this podcast, a black guy, a white guy, and a Chinese guy, we've come so fucking far in 2020.
I'm Korean, but we'll edit that. Okay. But it's fine. But
sorry.
No.
My bad.
But you have always loved comedy. Like, to me, even before I met you, when you do the Shaq roast, when we actually did a pilot, Joel. I don't think I haven't told you this. Last year, Shaq and I did a pilot for TBS. It was called The Gig, and Shaq and I would go around town, like helping out, like at a nursing home, helping out artists or posing for like sculpture art, and we just went around Atlanta. We spent a whole week together shooting this pilot, and everyone who comes up watching it firsthand,
how did that not get picked up in the first place? How did that not make it to air?
Because fucking politics, CBS got bought out by some people, and they always.
Is that what happened? I never even asked what happened.
Yes, that's what happened.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I was kind of shocked that it was that it didn't get. That it didn't get picked up. But
what did I want to know what they went? Let's not go with the one with some of the most recognizable people on the planet.
I don't want to talk about it because those people will definitely be watching this. But I'm sure it has something to do with it because they weren't part of it. They just want to, But I'm sure if we brought it back around, we could definitely get it picked up. But
nevertheless, it was so much fun hanging out with you for a week. Like literally, we're in a van going to different places, and then people just coming to you. I've been fortunate, and Joel and we've been fortunate to rub elbows with big stars, and I've never seen the reaction that people get when they see you, not because of your size, it's just because of your warmth. Everyone, old, young, just they come up to you and they just want to hug you. You're what you have. You're the most dominant player ever. I'm a huge NBA fan, and we've talked hoops so many times, but just to see what really warms me is that even if you weren't the most dominant player ever, you're like the most lovable player ever. People love you wherever you go. I've never seen such a superstar who is the most dominant player also be so accessible, and you're so nice to every fan. You're so lovely and nice. You make everyone's day, and that to see that firsthand, it's inspiring, brother, what you do.
Thank you.
There you go.
You know why I say that is because Joe, like I rewatched that 30 for 30. This Magic moment was amazing. The Penny Hardaway that you did. It was to see you on the court. I mean, man, just ferocious on the court, fierce competitor, and it's just to see that duality. I remember reading Phil Jackson's book, and he said, like, Shaq on the court is just like MJ on the court, like just wants to win more than anybody. And then to be able to, off the court, like you said, decompress with a little comedy and still have a laugh. If
it wasn't for comedy, I'd probably be one of these athletes that get in trouble a lot.
Right.
Because comedy for me is my only release. When I can sit and laugh, I'm stress-free now. If I didn't have that, or if I didn't have music, I'd probably be one of Shaq was arrested again. Shaq got into another bar fight. Shaq did this. So, again, thank you guys. And
Ken's been trying to get arrested himself for the last.
Joel keeps saying I never get arrested. Joel kept saying my career's so bad I can't get arrested, so it's fine. It's okay. But it would, to me, it's now that the NBA is about to reopen right now, or I haven't been kept up with the day to day. What's the latest from your, from the inside the NBA point of view? What do you like?
Well,
what do you think?
They're calling it the bubble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The bubble is where it's like a couple. It's at Disney property, so everybody's gonna be playing in the same gym. Most of the teams gonna be staying on the property. You can't leave. Family can't come in. I think it's going to be difficult. And I think it's fair to say there is no true home court advantage.
No.
What makes the NBA competition always so good was that home court advantage, because it always told a different story. Okay, the Lakers Kobe and Shaq won the first two games, but now they got to go to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chris Webber and Vlade Divac played their ass off. Now it's 2-1. Who's going to win Game 4? It's tied up. Now we coming back home. Damn, the Kings still won in L.A. Now Shaq and Kobe got to go to Sacramento and win one. Game 7 is at the house. Game 7. So now with everybody playing in the same place, no fans, no girlfriends, no wives, nobody really has that true home court advantage. And for me, I don't think I could play like that. I have to be in the Garden and be like, okay, there's Chris Rock, there's Spike Lee, there's Joel, there's Ken. Nobody fucking shoot the ball. Give me the fucking ball. I'm putting on the show. No, fuck that. Give me the ball. I'm going to put on the show. What do you mean? Bro, look over there. That's Toodaloo. Oh, shit, that is him. Give me the ball. I'm gonna go to work. I just saw his fucking movie, a couple of weeks ago. I gotta go to work. I gotta give him the same enjoyment he gave me when I went to the movie theater.
Well, are you gonna be on the property? Are you gonna stay?
No, I'm not. We're actually working from home. And then when we do go to the studio, they built a bigger desk and they got the partition. I'm glad they got the partition because Barkley's breath smelled like garbage that morning.
I can confirm that. Confirm that.
So.
That was always – it was a great way when he would knock guys over on the court by just breathing on them.
Yeah, I love.
Wait, so you'll drive up to Atlanta to
No, I actually live in Atlanta, so I'm here now. So so we gotta do it from the house. Matter of fact, they're in there setting them now. They built the studio in the house, so we start working tonight. We have a show tonight, and then we're just gonna be working from home. But I'm kind of anxious to see. I like it. I've been on record saying whoever wins this year is gonna be a big asterisk.
Yeah,
and I received some flack for that. But then I posed the question: if Tim Duncan and I would have an asterisk ring, would you give us the same respect that you do Magic Johnson and all those guys? And, the feedback I got was, well. So if there's a well in the way I won championships, it's not a real championship. So whoever wins this year, I don't care what anybody says, it's going to be an asterisk. If they don't like it, toodaloo, motherfucker.
I'm just glad the Sonics are back in it, and they'll be playing this year.
Sonics is not a team anymore, Joel. Sonics has now been replaced.
It always I moved
Joel's
to
from
LA,
Seattle.
I'm from Seattle, so I moved to LA. Yeah, when you guys were three-peating here in LA, and we had moved, and I'm like, well, here they have 3 championships in a row, and Seattle loses their team, and I was so mad the whole time. I was like, enjoy it, enjoy your fun. And I was just very upset all the time.
It's crazy. Every time I went to Seattle for the first 10 years, it always rained.
Yeah.
It always rained. It was never sunny, and it always rained. I was like, geez.
We were. It was planned to
it's a Key Arena, right? Back in the day, right? Was it the Key Arena?
It's in a temperate rainforest, so it was just constant.
I remember back in the mid '90s, that was like one of the hardest arenas to play. Shaq, what was the hardest arena that, like the roughest?
Utah.
Really?
Utah. Yeah, because there wasn't no girls in the city. There wasn't no girls in the city. So
it's an all-men city.
Yeah. You look in the stands, but I'm not looking at this old lady in her wigs. It's the worst city.
So it was so hard because the women.
What was?
Yes.
What was
the best city for women? The best city for stars.
I think we can clean this up, Shaq, for 2020 and say, what's your favorite place you've ever played?
The best city for stars was New York and LA because they had every top actress would always come to the game. So the best city for regular women, I'm gonna have to go with Dallas, Miami, and Toronto. Woo-wee.com. Oh.
Hey,
boy.
Wait, Toronto was better than LA or just?
Yes. Ooh.
How about?
Listen,
hey, Shaq. How about co-ed arenas? How about families?
Who are some of the hottest families that you saw?
Where are some of the hottest?
The hottest families would be the families I used to see in Miami. Those families are so hot.
I love the American Airlines Arena.
Yes,
courtside seats. That's maybe my favorite. That's a very underrated arena because it's smaller than Staples. I love it's small, like comedy club small. You can feel the energy. Yeah.
The funniest thing in Miami is the girls used to walk by the bench, so I try to give them a side eye, and then I would always look up my wife to see if she was looking, and she'd be like, I'd be like, no, baby, I'm just stretching. I'm just stretching. She'd be like,
That's great, Shaq. That's great, Shaq. I desperately want to pivot. What is the?
No, the Utah fans are going to love this. The people of Salt
I desperately want to pivot.
Be like, what the?
What's your favorite? What's your out of all the championship moments that you have? What's your favorite championship?
The first one. Because I don't really believe in ifs, but if we don't win that game 7 versus Portland, It's over.
That seventh game, oh my God.
I probably would have got traded. We were down 15. I kept telling Kobe, hey, man, I'm open. He kept saying, I got you. And we went on that run in the fourth quarter, and he threw the famous lob. And then I just knew then that, okay, we were on our way. Because I always said to myself, all right, I went to the finals with the Magic. Got embarrassed. If I ever get back to the finals, it's on me. I got to dominate in such a fashion that I have to ensure we win. But first, we got to get there. So then we went up, I think it was 3-1 on Portland. Then we got cute, and they came back, and we had to play Game 7. And my worst fears came true. I'm not having a good game in the first 2-3 quarters. But the others were, they were just, hanging in there. And then Phil did something very, very interesting. He came to the huddle and be like, all right, guys, we don't have it tonight. I'll see you next year. It's been a great season. And then we all looked at each other like, no, we still got 12 minutes. We can make a run. Because we were known from being down. Because, we always play cute sometimes. So we were known for always being down and then coming back. So then I was like, no, let's do it. And then, B-Shaw, Kobe, guys started yelling, and we just had a little run, and then Kobe threw that lob. And then I knew once we got to the finals to get one, then, sky was the limit. But what kept me motivated is because I only wanted one. So I was like, okay, I got my one. Now they can't say nothing. Shit, I'm looking to do more movies, do more albums. And then I get home, and then those people, Barkley and all those guys run their mouth. Oh, SHAQ and them got one. Can they get two? I'm like, damn, y'all disrespecting me again? So then I get two. Like, all right, what do you say about that? Oh, you got two, but can you get three? I'm like, oh, shit. So then when I get three, oh, you got three, but are they better than the Showtime Magic Dynasty? Then we lose one, and we try to get back. SHAQ's done, and we're going to trade him. Can he get four? So to make a long story short, criticism always motivated me.
That's what I noticed watching The Last Dance was like it's incredibly hard to stay motivated once you keep winning championships. Was it harder in many ways to maintain the three-peat? By the third championship you had in a row, you guys must have been mentally burned out,
No, yes and no, because I don't know how you comedians do it. But
yeah, no one asked for a third Hangover movie, but we got it. I mean, it's here, and now it exists.
We're gonna cut that anyway.
Sorry.
So a lot of people say Shaq's a great player, but I didn't want to just be a great player. I wanted to be amongst the greatest. So I said, you know what? While I'm winning, while everything's good, I want my name next to Kareem, next to Jerry West. So while we're doing it, I'm going to just, take advantage of it. Because as I think we're all in our 40s. We don't move the same like we did when we was 19 and 20. So,
well, Ken's in his 50s. But
how old are you, Ken?
I'm 50. I'm sorry. Please don't hang up. Please don't hang up. Please don't hang up. Please.
Yeah, this is sponsored by AARP. Shaq will be the spokesperson.
Look, I'm getting a total hip replacement tomorrow. Wish me luck. I mean, come on, man. Come on, Shaq.
It is a weird thing because people.
I know Shaq's just staring at me now. Either
he's like, is he getting a hip replacement?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm close. Shit, I'm 48.
Oh no, we're all in the vicinity. We're all in the.
Well, we're not in our 50s. Shaq and I are in our 50s, so it's separate. It's
you different. And Joel are the millennials of this podcast right now. You and Joel are the young ones, but what I think is to me where what has made your career so special. Not only that, you had that tremendous run with the Lakers, and then went to Miami, won another one. That it's just like watching LeBron win another championship in Cleveland and then 2 in Miami. It just must have been incredibly satisfying to just win yet another one like within a few years. I like Jordan has never done that. Not a lot of players have done with 2 teams and then just at that level. Yeah.
Who else other than LeBron has done that?
Yeah, nobody. It was actually fun. It was actually fun while it lasted. Wish I could have ended my career in either LA or Miami, but, the business of basketball, I ended up in Boston. Crazy thing about my career is I knew I was going to go out with a career-ending injury. I wanted to have the farewell Shaq tour and all that, but once I blew my Achilles out, I was like, okay, I'm done. It's time to do something else.
I've read your book. Wow. So I think the publicly it was said as a calf strain, right? I mean, I think in
Yes.
Boston, and then, but it was, and with calf strains, if you like watch Kevin Durant and having a high sprain, a high ankle sprain, is that what the trainers and your doctors were worried about, like an Achilles
No,
tear?
that's not what happened, because you're my doctor. I can tell you this.
Yeah.
I would shoot it up. Because I wanted to play.
Wow.
And then
With
I didn't.
cortisone? What do you shoot it up with?
Yeah, cortisone. So because I wasn't saying it hurts, sit back. When you shoot with cortisone, you don't feel anything.
Right.
So I was just going out there going all gangbusters, and then it just popped. So when the pop, I only had 1 year left of my deal. I'm like, I'm 38 years old. I'm not doing no rehab to try to do a comeback tour to average 7 points. I wasn't happy with that Shaq. I wanted to be known as the Shaq. I was having 28, 29. So I'm like, I'm not going to rehab at 39 just to come back and come off the bench to average 6 points. I'm not doing it. So I just retired.
Does it still hurt right now, or is it all fully recovered?
Yep, it's fully recovered. I'm good. I said to myself, I'm not going to work out every day, but as long as my belly doesn't hang over my belt like Charles Barkley, I'm fine.
Man, the chemistry you have with Barkley, I tell
That's
you.
Not chemistry. I don't like him. I really don't like him.
That's what's the. Or
I'm
just
telling you.
I tell you, you guys just. I mean, it's like old school, like being 50. It's like old school Siskel and Ebert, man. They're just you guys are for real. Just debating.
The greatest, and I mean, I know you get compliments, but it's the greatest basketball analysis of all time.
Inside the NBA is the best late night show right now.
Yes.
Quite frankly, it's just the best late night show.
Because you know what? They allow us to be ourselves. Like we always say to ourselves, we're going to keep you up at 12-1. We don't want to give you analysis. We want to make you laugh. We want to do game shows. We want to talk trash. And I think because of our resumes, we get a lot more respect. They know that Barkley is a Hall of Famer. They know I'm a Hall of Famer. They know Ernie is like the god of broadcasting. And then Kenny's just the dumb little brother that you just have to tag along.
I love
this. Yeah,
he's a voice of reason. He's a glue.
Take your brother with you. Mom, take him with you. All right, Mom.
Oh, man.
What I like, there's a lot of sports debate shows on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, but when I watch you and Barkley go at it, it ain't manufactured. It ain't like, oh, we're going to debate about this topic today. It's not
measured.
It's like in pro wrestling terms, it's a shoot. It's real. Right. And it's just like, you can't like script that. You can't manufacture that. Like,
for anybody listening or watching that doesn't watch basketball, just watch that show because you'll laugh.
That's it.
You don't need to know anything about basketball. You can just watch these guys go after each other. It's so funny.
Joe, I have a show for me and you.
Oh, sorry, Ken. Go ahead.
It's called Joel's Sasquatch Stories. You're from Seattle, right?
Yeah.
So you do like a comedian Sasquatch tour or whatever, and then I put on a Sasquatch uniform, and then everybody will stare tonight, and I just come scare the shit out of people.
I'll do it.
You like that, kid? Executive.
I love it. I'll be executive producer of it. I'll executive produce it. I'll produce it behind the scenes. Yeah. I think that's a hit. I think a show with any three of us.
Here's the problem with that show. A lot of people would think it's real. They would be like, people believe that Sasquatches act. They're like, it's real. There he is.
Wait, who would be the okay? Who? I wasn't listening at all.
Me.
Who would be the Sasquatch? Oh,
Me.
you.
Yes. Yeah, we would go to one of those Hollywood special effects guys. They make it look real, and I just just fucking walk through the woods.
What would you be, the Shaq? Oh, the Shaq Squatch? Is that what we call you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
Shaq Squatch.
the Shaq Squatch, and then where do you do a makeshift free throw line in the woods? And then it's a joke. It's a joke. Shaq.
Well, I'm
Shaq.
sensitive today.
I'm
sensitive today.
Way to go, Ken.
No, Shaq is not. This is how
guy.
cool Shaq is. We went to an art exhibit in Atlanta, and Shaq is the coolest man. Like I said, they knew who Shaq was, and Shaq let me introduce him. They didn't know who I was, and I said, "I'm Mr. Chow from The Hangover, and this is Shaquille O'Neal, who played for one season on the Boston Celtics." Like, it was like they would like, this is how cool Shaq is. You were just, no other Hall of Famer has a sense of humor like you, and that to me is what makes you above everybody else, because to be a winner in life, I'm talking like, I don't know about to be a winner in a court. To be a winner in life is to have a sense of humor about yourself, and you have a sense of humor about yourself.
Yeah,
about
but the problem with most superstars is they think they're holier than thou. Like, for example, I don't know your guys' enjoyment of talking to me, but this is one of the greatest days of my life right now. To be able to say, I know Ken Jeong, to be able to say, I know Joel. I can get out of the Shaq shell and be a regular person and be a fan.
Right.
A lot of superstars are so stuck. I'm a star. It ain't about that. It's about, oh, my God, the guy that made me almost pee on myself, I can text him on the phone and say hi. I could text him on the phone. I consider him a friend and say, great comment, picture. It don't get no bigger than that. So, you know, a lot of these superstars are just so arrogant and stuck in their ways. And I never want to be like that, because it's an honor for me to, like when you called and said, do your podcast, did you think I was going to fucking tell you no?
I was like, I figured you're so busy, and I'm just grateful.
Bro, you're Ken Jeong.
I just thought Ken was lying that he had
and
your phone number.
Owen Hobson. Let me see your ugly face. Now.
Well, he's a producer who is he has a face for radio, so it's just So it's
Owen could show it. Does Owen have
audio?
Come on, Owen. Let me see your face, Owen.
Well, I think the Zoom might.
You look like Owen. Get out. Yeah, you do.
He doesn't look like he produces podcasts at all.
I know. Yeah. Stop smoking cannabis, Owen.
he doesn't smoke it. It's definitely all edibles.
Yeah. Oddly enough, you're an Instagram model, right, Owen? Okay. So
Ken.
Wait. Yeah. Ken.
Yeah. This podcast is unfair. It's two white guys, one Chinese and one black guy.
We'll ADR Korean into it. I mean, but you know what? I'd be remiss to ask you right now in 2020, just thoughts on Kobe. Thoughts on Kobe right now. I saw your tribute, and
I'm 48 years old. 0 to 18, I thought was rough, because my father was a drill sergeant, but he was only preparing me for life and success. So you can forget 0 to 18, because that wasn't tough. I appreciate my father for being extra hard on me. Successful, championships, whatever. At 48 years old, this has been the tough year ever. I lose my baby sister to cancer.
So sorry.
We're just getting over that. And, I'm downstairs working my son out in basketball, and my oldest son has a tear in his eye, and he's crying, and he's handing me the phone. So before I even get to the phone, I'm like, yo, what is happening? Like, I'm thinking, my mom okay? My other sister okay? My other kid, like, I'm like panicking. And then I look at the TMZ article and it said Kobe killed in a helicopter crash. So now I'm mad at my son. It's like, man, get this out of my face. Just get it out of my face right now. So then I get a call from my ex-wife. She's crying. I was like, baby, is this true? She's like, yes, it's true. So now I'm like, it just hit me. And keep in mind, we didn't talk every day, but that's not the point. The point is, if you want to say something to somebody, don't hold it. Don't wait. Because, we as athletes, we live two different lives. When we're at practice, we're all about that. But after that, everybody got stuff to do. See what I'm saying? I had a wife. I got kids. I got businesses. So my thing is, I never like to bother people. We could have talked. I could have called him. He was always good to my kids. No, I could have called him, but I didn't. And that's what's eating me up the most, is that, and especially now, I can't call them and say, hey, man, they just showed the 20-year anniversary of us beating Portland. I was open 4 or 5 times. Or I can't call them and be like, hey, I'd like to apologize to you. I'm watching this Portland game. I don't believe I missed 19 free throws. I should have just gave you the ball. Like, I can't even call and just shoot the breeze. So, and then you got this COVID stuff going on and people losing jobs and all this other stuff going on. It's been a tough year. But growing up with a military dad, he always say it can't get no worse. Right now we're at 0. It can only get better from here. And I just, hope and pray that we can make this a better place, because it's 2020 and I don't believe we're still arguing and fighting over certain things. It's like, it's 2020. The hell's going on? But I'm glad changes are being made. I'm glad people are starting to be aware of what's going on. But it's been a tough year for me. And I said the other day, they said they want to do a Kobe last dance. I said, if y'all want to bring up all the negative stuff that you thought went on between me and Kobe, I won't do it. I won't do it. I don't want to, my guy's not here. And I was looking at my rings the other day. I probably won't ever wear them again because he can't wear it. So I just put them in the back of the safe and just looked at him one time, kissed him one time. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, B. Shaw, Fox and all those guys. And I just put them in the back of the safe. But it's just, he was definitely taken from us way too early. But again, the point is, especially to all the people listening, I don't care what type of relationship you have, good or bad. If you think about somebody, call them. If you think about somebody, text them. If you think about one of your old high school or college buddies, go on Facebook and look them up and, just say hi, because you never know. I never thought I'd lose my baby sister and my boy in the same year. So it's tough, but being the head of the family, I definitely have to stay strong. And I lost a couple people to COVID. Just have to stay strong and just hopefully try to, weather out the storm.
Well, on behalf of me and Joel and the podcast, our love and thoughts and prayers to you and your sister and your family and your friends who have lost their lives to COVID, and also to the Bryant family. And this is, like you said, this is an unprecedented time, and this is why we started the podcast. It's because, we were here because of my medical background. We wanted to talk about COVID-19 and just all the risks and why everyone's staying indoors. Even it's like an invisible enemy. This is nothing any of us have ever been through, and it's just to have this kind of completely just weaken all of our, we, like you said, is the comedy more than ever. You want to have a sense of humor now, and to laugh, and to have, like you said, fellowship with friends, and just to have that screenshot behind you, just this kind of trying to laugh and keep things light is literally the most important thing in life right now. That's literally all we have is each other. All we have right now is each other. And you need a heart, and a big heart to really survive. And no one has a bigger heart than you. And I'm reminded of how you literally had after NBA legend George Mikan. That's great. That's great. And we'll cut that. And
but before this year. It's awful, but how in the world did you lose a rap battle to Ken? It's in his back. The damn mic trophies in the back.
Oh, that's right. The drop the mic trophy. You let me win.
It's crazy. When I was there, I took him lightly, but after the show, I was like, bro, this dude just whacks my ass on national TV. I told my boy's like, hey, Ken got you. But look, it's great. It's comedy. It's competition. You win some, you lose some. I was just happy to be on stage with the man. But that man brought that funk. I was like, because, they sent me the script. And I'm like, I did 6 albums. I don't need to practice.
Right, he did 6 albums.
Yeah. So, but the kid had that energy. And I said, then he had the famous line. And I was like, and so hands down to MC Kim Jeong.
No, you're too kind. I'll tell you the real story I've never said before. Shaq is so gracious. He let me win, and once we did the pilot, we ended up doing. I think you did. Because once we were in the studio, we actually tried to do for the pilot. We were in the studio trying to do a rap song together. Remember that when we went to the studio
Yes,
in Atlanta?
I do. Oh, yeah,
and I was
and
I was so bad. Shaq was like, damn. It was like, I didn't know what I was doing. And Shaq only needed like one take, and like, I gotta go. I gotta do my thing. And you just do like a couple of bars. Okay, I'm wrapped. See you later, dog. And then like you walk away. I was there till like 1 a.m. trying to finish that track.
Did that song ever come out?
No, I think that's why the pilot didn't get picked up, because I can't rap. Because I really can't rap.
No, you can rap.
Oh man, just to say that I know you and to say that you're on this podcast, it's kind of pinch me. It's just, I don't even, and you get this all the time. How do you handle that? Because everyone who meets you, just,
it's been that way since you were what? 18?
Yeah, 18 years old. But like, I consider you guys royalty, so I definitely had stuff to do today. But like, when you guys call, I can't blow you guys off, because you guys have, one, done so much to me. Two, you've always been nice to me, and three, we've all had great chemistry.
Yeah.
Joe, me and you did something 5 years ago?
Yeah. Well, you came. Well, you came on the Soup, which was really cool of you, and you picked me up like this and and I was like, oh, that's right. And I was like, I'm a strong guy. And then I realized, oh, there's humans, and then there's superheroes. And then you, thank God for not throwing. But then we did a celebrity basket. You were Magic was the coach. You were my coach.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
And it was a celebrity basketball game, and you said, go camp underneath the basket. I'll get you the ball. And I was so close, and I was like, I can't believe I'm about to receive a pass from Shaq. You got the ball, threw it to me, and I missed the layup.
I remember that.
And you looked at me, you were such disgust. You were like, oh, how could
I thought all white guys could shoot. I was like, how the hell did you miss a layup?
Oh, it was so...
How the hell did you miss a layup?
Oh, I was so that was like, I really get nervous at things like that, because I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. And the best was that you were yelling at Magic, like, for being a shitty coach.
What were you saying? Do you remember what you were saying to Magic?
That was something like, oh, you think you're a player coach or something like that?
Did you ever talk trash on? Did you ever talk trash on the court?
I did. I used to talk about people's mothers, their wives, all that. Yeah. All the time.
What would be their comeback to that?
Yeah, who would talk back to you? Like,
I bet you won't get 6,000 rebounds this year.
Yeah.
The only guy that would talk back was Gary Payton. So like most of the time when I talk about a guy's mother, they'll just
Seattle.
get mad. Yeah, but if you talk about Gary's mother, then Gary gonna talk about your mother right back. So I used to, but my go-to line was, if I make this shot, can I take your wife out tonight? I'm only need about 7 minutes. I told him it'll be short. I'm only need about 6 to 7 minutes.
What, like, did MJ ever talk trash to you? Like,
MJ never talked trash. MJ would just tell you what he was gonna do. Like, he get the ball. No, seriously. Like, I remember one time, I forgot who was guarding him, but he told him, I'm going to take 2 dribbles and pull up right in your face. And he did it. And he pumped fake, and he took 2 dribbles. Boop, boop. And then, I told you what I told you. Next time I get on the block, I'm going to do a fadeaway, pump fake. You going to foul me, and the ref going to call it. And, so he would do it. So I was like, damn, that's what it is to be great.
Well, I remember your rookie season, and there was an interview with you talking about guarding MJ, and like, you refused to be on a poster, and so it was just because he was going at you like it's almost like the tradition of going at the biggest rookie, and then it's like Jordan, it's like a tradition almost, and you're like, I'm not going to get posterized, and
I'm not going to get posterized. And my thing was, whenever a guy came to the lane like that, I would touch him up. I'm the only guy to say I could only been dunked on 2 times in 19 years. That's it, because people know that.
Yeah.
A guy named Derek Coleman got me in New Jersey.
Yep.
With the drop step, a nasty left hand, and then a guy named Tim Perry from the Philadelphia 76ers got me one time going baseline. But other than that, I've had a lot of dunk buys and a lot of tip dunks, but when I say dunk on, I mean like chest to chest and balls to balls. So I've only been dunked on twice like that.
How many times, when you would get fouled, how many other fouls happened on average before that foul? Like, because every
like
time
5.
you go up,
great question.
like it was
5.
it was like a group foul.
Like 5 guys.
I mean, they just assume it's not fair. It's biased because they assume that they won't call the other fouls, and
Commissioner told me if we call every foul for you, it'll be a 5-hour game.
Yeah,
that's what he told me.
I would. Look, I was still upset about my Sonics, but every time you go for a shot, I'd be like, that poor man's being assaulted every time he gets on the post. I can't believe. And then I can't imagine the number of. I don't know how your eyes didn't get raked out because so many guys were touching your face, and I mean every time they just be like peeping at the guy, and I'm like, he's gonna get his eye knocked out.
I did. I got an artificial eye in there now.
I mean, what highlight?
That's the Sasquatch eye.
You know, the highlight for me for The Last Dance was during the Bulls 90s championship run. The only team to defeat championship era Michael Jordan was the Orlando Magic, 1995. That was really, I mean, that team, I tell you, I'm one of the, like, as a kid, I love that Orlando Magic. You know, that it was
we had a great team.
A great team. And they smoked the Bulls in 95 when Jordan came back from baseball in 6 games. And the 6 games is kind of like misleading because I watched the whole series as a kid and it was Orlando just dominated them.
What you mean as a kid? What you mean as a kid?
I mean, okay.
Because in 95,
what are you talking about?
I think he had already been a doctor for 20 years.
I mean, by the time I had my 3rd grandkid, I was holding her and watching the Eastern Conference semifinals in 95.
Coming out in 2021, Ken Jeong is the new Benjamin Button. He watched Shaq when he was a kid, but he's older than Shaq. How do you explain that?
That's right. That's very good observation. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're older than me, bastard.
That is the line.
Yeah, you're
that
older
is the
than
funniest line of this whole podcast series. Shaq is ragging on me for being an old man and me pretending to be young. Yeah, I was in my mid-20s when I watched it. You're right.
When I was a kid.
You just fucking lied.
When Shaq is calling me Benjamin Button.
Millions fans. No, when I was a kid. Hold on, what do you mean? If you were a kid, then what the hell was I? A fucking toddler? In today's 2nd grade basketball association game, 2nd graders.
You know, I'm trying to be Hollywood. That's almost like I'm trying to be. Yo, Shaq. When I was a kid, man, I watch you when I was
33
Lakers, man,
as a kid,
and I was elementary school. Because in the movies, I still play a guy in my 30s. I just want to say, you know, you're the soundtrack of my childhood. Ken, you were holding your grandkid. You were holding a grandkid during the.
You were born in the 50s.
I saw you in the courtside holding your grandkid during the Sacramento game in 2002.
Did you hear him, Joe? Did you hear him, Joe, lining his ass up? Yeah, when I was a kid.
Yeah, he said it like 3 times, and I was like, what does he think he's fooling?
I watched the whole series.
And I was a kid. So, like, when you were like 10 and Shaq started when he was 8?
Benjamin Button, oh my God.
Hey, Joe, me and Ken would be shooting. It'll take us 2 hours to shoot one scene. Director be like, all right, stop it.
We be giggling a lot. Yes, we would be giggling.
I would watch that show. I would watch that show.
We had so much fun. I mean,
I cannot believe it did. I know you wouldn't want to say anything about the TBS people that'll be well, but I can't believe that show didn't get picked up. That's a crime against. I want that show to be released now.
Well, the 3 of us, we need to figure out how to do. We need to figure out
I'm
something. Yeah.
How about we call it when we were kids?
When we were kids.
2005.
You just lied. You just lied to all your fans, kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so serious too. Oh, I definitely watched 1 through 6.
Just call me Dr. Liar. That's what I am, Dr. Liar.
I would watch Dr. Liar.
Dr. Liar. And then Shaq calls me out for every inconsistency. Every time. What are you talking about, Ken? You never went to med school? You flunked out, son. Whoa, Shaq, please, come on.
I'll watch that.
You didn't write that joke. I wrote it. No, Shaq, come on, man. Just please, come on.
We should do that show now.
Anyway, well,
I have to ask. I love that. Okay, so when you got that first check, when you signed with the Magic, and all of a sudden you were, what was the first thing you bought?
First thing I went was I bought my mother a house because my mother was very adamant on, baby, save your money. We don't need anything. We're good. We already have a house. So my first check was like for $3 million. So my mom's house cost $900,000. I wanted to pay for it cash because my thing is, just in case I do go broke, at least they have a house that's paid for.
Yeah.
So I went and bought the house. She didn't know. And then I walked with her and my mother and father in it. I was like, you like this house for me? It's like, yeah, it's nice. Like, you like that pool back there? Yeah, that's nice. You like these rooms? Yeah. Then I had the keys and I was like, it's yours. I was like, what do you mean it's yours? I said, it's already paid for. It's yours. When I tell you the biggest tears of joy, no, baby, take it back. How much it costs? It's $900. No, save your money. I said, nope. You guys brought me to this point. I got to make sure you're straight. That's the first thing I did. I bought their house for $900, and then I had to go find me a house. So my first house was like $700, and so like I wanted to pay for everything cash because I knew I had a lot of money coming in after that, but I wanted to take care of the bulk and the necessities first. So I bought that. Had about $1 million left. Went and bought 2 more cars. Got some jewelry. Got some furniture. Got some stereo equipment. This is when the big laser discs was
yeah, the huge laser discs.
Yes.
You had to flip over.
Yes. So I bought a laser disc, and I bought every freaking movie that's still sitting in my garage to this day is a laser disc. I had to get the house speakers in the car. So I had I spent it all. I only had about a couple $100,000 left. And I said, okay, I'm going to put this in the bank, and it's going to be my petty cash. And then after that, other stuff started coming in. And then when other stuff started coming in, because I took care of the main necessities, I would start investing the other money. But I was like, okay, let me take care of all the stuff that I need right now.
You are so generous that you paid.
That is very sensible.
You were so generous that I read that you paid for NBA legend George Mikan, who was the first big center in the NBA, and Laker legend as well, Minneapolis Lakers. And when he passed away, you paid for his funeral. That's
because after every game in Minnesota, he would wait for me, and he would always say, "Shaq, I'm George Mikan." I'm like, "Sir, I know who you are." And we talk and we spend time together. And then I come back another time. He just had surgery. One of his legs was cut off, but he, like his dad, his son would always say, "Shaq, he only wants to come watch you play, brother." And I took that to heart. I'm like, wow, I'm a great big man because he's a great big man. So he come, and then he had another surgery where one of his other legs was cut off, and he's sitting in a wheelchair. I'm like, Mr. Mikan, you don't have to keep coming. He's like, and then, but the great thing is every time I was like, hey, Shaq, it's Mr. Mikan. I'm like, Mr. Mikan, I know who you are. So then when he passed away, I'm like, I don't believe nobody's stepping up to take. I was like, you know what, I got it. So I got contacted his son. I said, hey, man, I want to take care of it. No, Shaq, you don't have to do that. So this is not a discussion. If it wasn't for him, Kareem and Wilt and guys, Bill Russell, there would be no Shaq. So I just wanted to, pay my respect. But that man was so nice to me when he didn't have to be. And it's like he stepped out of his shell. Like he was one of the greatest big men ever. But when he was coming to watch me play, he was just like a regular old guy that liked basketball. And he was so nice and sweet. Yeah, hey, Mr. Shaq, it's Mr. Mike. And I'm like, George, I know who you are. So I just felt that I had to do that. I actually thought the NBA would do something like that, but nobody stepped up. It was like a couple of days. So I contacted the son and said, I'm going to take care of it. And they were like, no, you don't have to do that. I was like, I want to take care of it because he was just so nice to me. I've never had a conversation with Wilt Chamberlain. And me and him we were very close. We shot a commercial together. He didn't talk to me. I was in Spago's one time. I was at one table. He was at another table. He never said anything to me. Me and Kareem are closer now than we've ever been. Bill Russell has always been great to me. I would have loved to have the same type of conversation energies that I'm having with you guys, with those guys. But, people have different reasons, and I don't, hold grudges against anybody.
Right.
But Mr. Niken, ever since the first day I laid eyes on him, was just, so sweet to me.
Did that drive you as a player when, because, your interactions or lack of with Wilt and Kareem, did that drive you, as a
Yes, it did. It did, and it actually helped me.
Yeah.
Because, ever since a youngster, I would tell my mom, I was like, Mom, my friend John and Brad and Steve, they got regular names. I got a funny name. She said, baby, make them remember your name. And that was her whole thing. Make them say Shaquille O'Neal and just make it flow off so smooth. So I was like, oh, Kareem and Wilt, oh, y'all don't think I'm great? Okay, watch this. Oh, you still not smiling, Mr. Kareem? Watch this. One time we were playing against the Clippers on my birthday. And we were playing against the Clippers. I had a nice party set up. I didn't go through my ritual at all. I was like, I'm going to just Kobe, you shoot, and we're going to beat them. If I average 30 or even if I get 10, we're still going to beat them. So the Clippers are killing us. Now everybody's looking at me. I was like, all right, just give me the ball. I'll bring us back. And then Kobe, you guys can take over. Kareem was the assistant coach. So I get the ball and I look. I'm like, okay, Kareem. I shoot a sky hook in honor of him. He puts his head down every time I touch the ball. So every time I touch the ball, he'd like put his head down like he didn't see me.
You did his signature move. You did his move.
Yeah, I did his move. Crowd goes, ooh, and I look at him and I try to point at him, and he got his head down like he's not paying attention. I'm like, oh, you're not paying? So now I go to the bench. I'm like, no, don't nobody shoot. Bring it to me. I'm ready now, huh? I said, no, bring it to me. So now I'm scoring 30, 40, 50. Crowd asking for me to get 60, so I get 61. He never looked at me the whole time. He just had, every time I touch the ball and dunk, he'll put his head down. So I don't get mad. I get motivated.
Yeah, that's
why would he do that? I mean, what is the end game there?
I never asked. But I think it was a couple years ago during the Final Four when I was a kid, 2 years ago.
Oh, man. I remember when you were a kid. 2013, when you were just starting out.
Yeah.
Ken, you know what he's talking about, right?
No, but he was walking down the hall and he said, can I talk to you? And I said, yeah. And he says to me, oh, I thought you didn't like me. And I said, no, sir, I thought you didn't like me. So we just shook hands and hugged. So now we have a better relationship. But I wish we would have had this relationship when I first came in. I love to give advice. I would love to, get some advice. But everything that happens is always going to motivate me. This world is we're already going through too much. There's 40 million people without jobs. Why would I get mad about something silly like that? So I just try to use everything I can as motivation.
Who do you think was no one comes close to you? And I'm not just saying that because you're here in this conversation, but who do you think your biggest rival while you played? Who motivated you the most?
Well, who motivated me the most was David Robinson.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm from San Antonio.
Right.
I was the first true big man. And every time we played the Spurs, they would boo me. I'm like, y'all booing me for this guy? When I built the San Antonio, I am the Alamo. I'm the Alamo. That's how y'all freaking treat me. So every time we played him, I would try and kill him. But other than that, I didn't have a true rivalry. Patrick Ewing, the Knicks, it wasn't really a rivalry. It's just that if you don't play well in New York, you get embarrassed. Yeah. So it's like, I got to play well in New York.
Is the crowd that rough? I mean, is it like, is it just?
But I like it. I like when you talk smack to me, you're just going to wake me up.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? So imagine a fan talking smack to me, waking me up, and then you look over and be like, oh, shit, there's Chris Rock. I don't want Chris Rock to have me in his next comedy special. Give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to work. So it's like it's like double motivation. So, but other than that, I don't think I had a true rivalry because nobody played me one-on-one. Nobody dared to play me one-on-one.
Was there ever a player that, I mean, I know you talk about the dunk, but was there ever a player that you're like, oh, that guy's not that famous, but oh my gosh, they're better than ever, but nobody knows how good they are.
It was a lot of guys like, oh, Stockton, oh my God, John Stockton. It's like he never sweat.
Really?
And you could push him up, beat him up. He never make a face. He never curse. He never complain. Like he was just, it was crazy because when you look at him on TV, it's like, I can block that shot. It's just so plain. But then when you actually get on the court, and the fact that there's no good-looking girls in Utah, it just.
I didn't realize how hard it was at those games.
Yeah, if I don't see no hot girls in the stands, Ken, I just can't do it. My knees hurt. My knees hurt automatically.
Everyone talks about the 92 Dream Team. But what about the 96?
Ken remembers that.
Were you on the 96 Dream Team?
Yeah, I was on the 94. Well,
or the 94 team, the World Championship.
Yes, I was on Dream Team 2, 3, 4, and 5.
What?
But nobody called it that.
What was your favorite memory about that, and how would you compare yourselves to the Dream Team of 92?
It's just it was fun representing the country, winning gold medals, but back then, the competition, there were no competition. They are definitely competition now. The gap between European and American basketball is about this big. When I was playing, it was this wide. Like, there's nothing they could do. But now, Doncic and Porzingis and all these guys.
Luka Doncic is incredible. Dallas Mavericks, just incredible. Who's your favorite player right now? Who's your favorite?
My favorite player is Steph Curry. And it's because –
Really?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. I was a great player. I've played against great players, and I've seen the greatest player in his prime. And I've played with another great player in his prime. So it's nothing that I haven't seen before. So when it comes to Steph Curry, I had never seen that before. I never seen a guy shoot like that. It's always been the guys that can shoot, but he does that all the time. And when I first started watching him, I would hate. I'd be like, no way he's going to make that shot. And then he'd make it. So it's like I would play video games with him. I see him do a move and then he take a shot and be like, he's not going to hit that. But he does it so consistently, I have to give him props and respect. And he's winning championships. So I'm impressed by him because it's something I haven't seen before. You've seen the guys that are like Jordan. You've seen the guys that are dominant. You've seen the guys that can shoot and rebound and do all that. But I've never seen a guy. He's like Pistol Pete mixed with a little Chris Jackson. With a little Abdul Rauf.
Did you play with him in LSU?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
2 years.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's my favorite player because he does something that I can't do.
That's fascinating that you would say that. Do you think the free agency? I was just thinking about Durant, and now he's in Brooklyn. Do you think that the free agency now is good for the game? Like is it just a different time or just a different thing?
It's always good for the game. I just think there's a lot more pressure on these guys now that they'll go to a great team to win rather than being a part of a great team to win. So, but you can't knock a guy because, everybody wants to be on the super team. So, like a lot of people was giving Kevin Durant flack, but you can't give him flack. He was a free agent. He wanted to go to a team that already had great players to win a championship. That's his right to do. So he now has 2 championships. You can't take that away from him. Speaking of free agency, you see what Patrick Mahoney signed?
I saw a headline, but I didn't read the article. What was it?
Player.
500 for 10?
10 years. Yes, I heard it was a 10-year contract.
No, 500 million, buddy.
What?
Yes.
And as Shaq,
it was literally shut his camera off.
That literally Shaq literally just shut. That's.
Listen, I never go back to the I wish stage, but I wish I was. I wish I was in my early 20s now. I really do, because the money now is so insane.
Do you get upset? Do you get upset like when when players like in the NBA are like astronomical right now, making more money? Because really.
There's a little professional jealousy there.
Right.
What makes you say I wish, but I don't hate them. I'm actually happy for them, and I hope they do good things, especially when it comes to their family. Yeah. Because 70% of us, when we're done playing, we have nothing, and that's crazy. So.
But you have just more and more business wise, just being around you.
I have a PhD like you, sir. Yeah. I'm smart, buddy.
No, that's the thing. You have
an MBA, right?
You have a graduate degree. Yes. You have a graduate degree, and you
have a bachelor's, a master's, and an EDD.
An EDD, a PhD in education. That's like it. You're a true Renaissance man that has just you never. My dad has always said, be a student for life, and he was a retired economics professor. And to me, you are a student for life. I mean, it's just what motivates you now? That's the final question. But what motivates you now, right now?
What I'm doing now in life, my mother asked me this about 6 years ago. What are you doing to brighten up somebody else's day? You've done everything. Why don't you start brightening up people's day? So I'll try to at least once a day just do a good deed. The other day I was in Best Buy and I saw this lady and her son in the layaway section. And it reminded me of me and my mom. And the lady was going over, she had her mask on, and she was like, how much do I owe? Put up, she was getting her son a PS4 and getting some stuff for the house, a TV. She only owed $1,400. Like, that's nothing to me. I'm going to take care of it. But to her, it's something. She's being like, responsible mom, got to take care of the kids. Maybe she don't have $1,400 right now. So I was eavesdropping because I wanted to see how much it was going to cost. It didn't matter how much it cost, but they said $1,400. I was like, okay, baby. And while you're at it, go over there and get one of them 85-inch TVs. Can you believe they got 85-inch TVs for $800? I'm so pissed right now. Yes.
Those were $20,000 like 3 years ago.
They were like, so I'm like, won't you get one of those TVs? But the look of enjoyment on the lady's face, she was like, thank you so much. I was like, no problem, man. And that actually makes me feel good. People say all the time, what do you want to be remembered as? I said, it doesn't matter if I was a great player. Doesn't matter I made a lot of money. Doesn't matter I own a lot of stuff. I just want you to say Shaq was a nice guy. That right there means more to me than anything. Because we all know a lot of people in our positions that for some reason they're just not nice. And that's what you remember. So if you remember anything about the Shaqster, just want people to say Shaq was funny. He was nice. I told him a free throw joke to his face. He laughed with me. We had a great time. Shaq was a funny guy.
I only did it by Zoom. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I think you got that mission accomplished because like the soup, like even I can, because a lot of time people are nice on like publicly, but then like even like the soup staff you could always know. I was like, who are the dicks? I always know who was a dick when they would come in and then I would stop having that person in. But they were like, that Shaq, he was talking to, he would look me in the eye and he was asked me how I was. And I was like, what did you say? And he's like, I was fine. And they were like, couldn't believe that people were, because at the level that you're at compared to so many people who come to soup that were dismissive of the staff.
Right.
But you're always so kind. And Ken, we'd have to bring him in. He'd be crying, he'd be weeping, he'd be all nervous.
Because like, say I'm 25. Say I'm 25, Joel. Stop talking about my age.
Yeah, that 17-year-old Ken Jeong.
Say I'm a
would
teenager.
Come by the show.
I'm a millennial.
Shaq, this is controversial, but can you address the Shazam Kazam controversy?
The controversy is, do you remember Paul Michael Glaser?
The
Starsky and Hutch?
Was he? Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He was.
I'm a young millennial. I know these things.
He was the director.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, and he would come by and said, me and my son had this dream movie. I was like, I don't think I could do the movie. I got $1 million for you. It's not going to work. 2 months later, all right, I talked to the investors. Everybody want to do it. I got 2.5. Not going to do it. Hey, man, I got 3.5 for you. It's going to take 30 days to shoot. I love you and your son can't do it. Time goes by and he comes by smiling. I got what you need. I said, what? I got $7 million and it would take 20 days to shoot the money. I said, when do we start shooting? When do we start shooting? And that's what it was.
Wow.
Because look, my thing is, I'm not true movie stars like you guys are, but it was an opportunity that I couldn't turn down. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a guy that I like to play basketball. I like to do music. But when you get Hollywood people say, do the movie, my thing was I just wanted to do the movie. I'm not trying to get an Oscar or Emmy. I just, hey, all right, this is what you want, sir? Okay, action. And it was fun. It was really fun. So I can say.
But everyone thought it was, somehow they now think it's called Shazam.
No, it's Kazam.
Right. But there's I looked it up. There's all these articles on it. They're like,
yes,
it's called Shazam. It is not. It's not the.
Yeah, I tell them all the time. Oh, you were in Shazam, Kazam, K-A, not Sha. But like for me to be able to sit back and say, I've done 15 minus 12 movies. Minus 12 means if you play Shaq in a movie, are you really in the movie or are you just being yourself in the movie? Mm-hmm. So I've been on 15 different movies, but on 12 of them I played Shaq. So you have to kind of subtract that. But look, I got 15 movies.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
My favorite one was Grown Ups 2. And let me tell you why.
Really?
Yes, and let me tell you why. I get there, I see Adam, I see David, I see Chris Rock, I see Salma Hayek. I'm not as good as those people on the screen. I know that. So now I got to put myself in basketball mode. Okay, all right, Bird. Okay, Barkley. Okay, Malone. So which means you got to step up. If you're in a scene with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock, bro, you got to step up. If you're in a scene with David Spade, and you gotta, you gotta step up. So I knew I'm not as good as those guys, but I was like, man, these are some of the greatest comedians in the world. I can't make them look bad. That's not what's gonna happen here today. So Adam would be like, man, you're fucking good. And I was like, that's a lot coming from you. And then, just watching you guys be funny on the screen, it made it easier for me to just go out and have fun with those guys.
Wow, I'm surprised you said that. I thought it would be Blue Chips or something like that, where you were the lead and the star. But the fact that you're talking about a supporting role in Grown Ups too, and you were great in that. I was like, it just shows like your true spirit. You really want to be surrounded by it's like a team. You're a team player. You want to be surrounded by a great team, and it makes you.
Is that whipped cream back there?
Whipped cream?
That's an award.
Yeah. It's like this right here. That was an empty.
Oh, let's say you freak. What the hell you got going on in your house?
He has a real.
In the living room.
Look, I'm an old weird man, Shaq. Leave me alone. I have a lot of issues. Just leave me alone. Just let me retire in peace in my little man cave here. Yes, it's whipped cream, Shaq. It's whipped cream. All right. And an elderly man in his 80s eats some whipped cream after a podcast after talking to an NBA legend.
Shaq, that's his trophy case. That's his display case of trophies.
Oh, okay.
I know it's very
okay. What do you think about my trophy case, Shaq? What do you think?
It looks good. It's very, very impressive.
Do you think how is it compared to yours? What do you think?
It looks similar.
Wait, how many Guys' Choice Awards did you hold on to, Shaq? Those are prestigious. Oh.
My career is something when literally I don't have any awards when I got the drop the mic in the back for Shaq. Like that ranks up there. So Shaq.
So good.
Shaq's got 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, and he's multiple MVPs. And,
and now he's like
the
president.
Little popcorn MTV Movie Award. So yeah.
Yeah, and now Shaq's the president of Papa John's, and I'm not kidding.
Yes, and now
Thank you.
How do you have time in the day to do all this stuff? It's hard for me. I'd be like, I don't know how you do it.
It's called delegation. Dwight Eisenhower said the greatest leaders are the ones smart enough to hire people smarter. So I got a lot of smart people working for me.
And
so,
you're still like part owner of the Sacramento Kings, right?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
I am. So, like right now, I'm in my office. I'm sitting on the couch watching a Netflix special called Imposters, which is pretty good. And I'm just sitting here chilling. We have to work tonight at, I think, 6 or 7. And other than that, I'm just enjoying the day. Thank God for email, because email, I'm able to look at things and look at documents and DocuSign and do all that stuff. If it wasn't for email, I'd probably be a nervous wreck. But delegation, email, and just trust. And that's how I handle my business.
Well, we've kept you on for the longest time. We really appreciate you talking to us.
But can you please just get an NBA team to Seattle, please? Please. If anybody can do it, it's you.
I actually hear that there are some big time people trying to go back to Seattle, and there are like 2 or 3 teams that are struggling in their certain market, and they are thinking about it. So, good luck with that.
Well,
I'll be there.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ken, you could get on the ground floor because you're so young. You could, it would be such a fun thing for a kid to see, like a new NBA team.
I don't believe I was on the podcast when you lied to your fans.
No, Shaq's the truth. You're like the truth sayer. You're calling me out. You're just like, hey, Ken.
So many times.
Logically doesn't make sense. Me in 95 and you're older than me. You're the only guest to call me out on my own podcast.
I love you guys.
Love you too, brother. So
love
your family.
Nicest man.
Stay safe.
All right, thank you. Okay,
stay safe.
Bye-bye.
You're the best.
Bye.
Yeah.
And
now
we will get. Wow, that just happened.
That just happened. I mean,
most dominant guest ever, right? Just,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just we just talked to Shaq, and he answered everything. And he's just, you forget he's Shaq after a while. He is so.
The combination of obviously athletic ability, and then he's got the charisma of a movie star. He's got the charisma of like a talk show host where you're just like, I just want to hear more. And you're making me feel good. All of a sudden I feel great. And it's one of those things where, when you're in a conversation at a party and you realize you're the only person asking the questions and you're becoming exhausted because the person's just answering them. And then all of a sudden, but when you get people like Shaq, it's the opposite. It's like, oh my gosh, this is giving me energy. It's like he's so giving that you're like, I want to get in on this. And that's why I go like, oh, there is a God, because he put all that into one person. You're like, oh, right. It's kind of a miracle. And it really makes me mad.
I mean, just to see him.
Yeah, I mean, you think about you, you're so charismatic. You have no athletic ability, right? That makes sense.
None.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. No, it's true. What impresses me, he went back to school, got a PhD in education, and he's always learning, and he loves life.
Yeah.
He just loves life. And you forget how, you forget, oh wow, I'm talking to an NBA legend. And then he doesn't rest on his laurels. He's just always.
No, because if you were any kid now, because he retired 10 years ago, but 10-year-olds, they know Shaq.
Yeah.
It's like they know he's eclipsed his own legendary career with a whole other new, also, he's literally he's the CEO. He's part of, he's a real part of Papa John's now too, he's like the part of that company in a big, huge way. And that just was announced, but he's, there's no reason for him to be as nice as he is, but
right. The most dominant player ever in the NBA, Hall of Famer, just says in our humble little podcast says, look, if you just remember me as a nice guy, That's all I need. And that to me,
and he puts his money where his mouth is.
Just to see acts of kindness all the time by him. And he, when you're in public like he is, he just inundated with.
I can't imagine what it would be like to walk around with him.
Yeah. And for him to be, like you said,
I forgot to ask him, but when he bought that television and the PS4, and he was like, I was eavesdropping on to see how much. I was like,
where?
You were eavesdropping? How did that work? How did you have a
where are you eavesdropping from the parking lot?
Invisibility cloak from Lord of the Rings or something? This is, how does a 7'1"? I wanted to say that, but when I know we're almost done here, but when I was on the college football team, I don't want to say playing college football because I was just kind of on the team. Our coach, I forgot to say this to him. Our coach brought in a photo of him. So this is 90. This is 92. And they were like, see this guy? And they're like, this is Shaquille O'Neal. And everyone knew who he was, obviously. And he's like, he's 7'1", 300 pounds with 9% body fat. He goes, that means he's 371 pounds, or it was like, they were like 370 pounds. Now I'm going to get it all wrong, but 370 pounds of like muscle and bone and guts. And they're like, the rest of it is just, like his brains and stuff. But he goes, that is what I was like, that's what you guys need to do. He's like, that's where your body fat needs to be. And that's how your muscles need to be, because it's 371. He goes, he's muscle, bones, brains, and gut. That's how insane of a specimen he was. And I was like, no problem. I'll get to that. I'll get to 7'1", 300 pounds. Yeah. When he picked me up with one arm by my waist. He just, and I was like, oh, right. You take it for granted. When you actually see it up close, you're like, how the hell did anybody defend him?
Yeah. When you, God, he is, he's such a big part of my adulthood that it's really.
Did I say 271 pounds of bone and muscle? Jeez, I can't even tell that story.
And it's just an honor to be.
Did I just fuck that up?
No, you said.
I didn't. No, okay, sorry.
I think you got it. I think you got it
but
right.
You're right. It was an honor for that. I don't know him, other than in seeing a couple things. Obviously, you spent much more time with him, but you really do feel like, God, what a nice guy to do that. And you feel
and it's real. We spent a long time on that pilot together, and it's
cannot believe that pilot didn't make it.
Yeah, it's like literally there's things that, and you and I have done this in our career. They're just things you want to do just to meet people, and that was one of them. It's just I just want to work with Shaq. I literally was like sight unseen. I'll do it, and Shaq was the same way. I'll just do it. So we were just kind of like, how could it? Okay, we want you to do this. We're like, okay, and Shaq, we want you to do this. Oh, it's Ken. Okay, yeah, because we got along so well on Drop the Mic that we were.
Are we doing the Sasquatch show, by the way?
Huh?
Are we gonna do the Sasquatch show?
Dude, I'll do anything. I'll do anything with Shaq, for real. Like literally, if Shaq calls me right now and says, "Hey, like I want you and Joe, we'll figure out some concept." That it's kind of, I've set a precedent. I've said yes before, and literally.
No, that's a.
When
If I saw his name with the pitch, and I would just like, yeah, let's do it. I don't even. Yeah. I'll bet on that. I'll bet on that one.
Yeah, because and now at this point you're just gonna have fun time with really nice people at the same time. Much less Shaq. You're just gonna have a good time, and you want to. Shaq's a reminder for all of us. It's like just try to make the most of your situation, make it, try to have a good time while you're doing it, because he did. And
it's funny. It reminds me in a weird way, not a weird way, but like of Kevin Hart, the way when Kevin Hart walks into a room, you're similar, that it's just like, he's just like, oh, this is, I'm here's my heart, and I just can't.
Kevin is very similar. Yeah.
Cool guy.
Yeah. So, Kevin, I think people like Kevin Hart and Shaq are very similar, because they just do radiate just warmth, man. It's that's a really good example. This is the most we've talked about a guest after
It is
after this, and I'm
again. Don't tell
thank
Dave
you.
Bautista. Okay. No, I know we've been on for.
Thank you for listening. No, and thank you for listening or watching this. And
yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning
in.
Really
really appreciate that. And
Catino Sauce Company would love to send you sauce can.
Yes. No, that would be great if I could see
independently
the logo.
owned business.
If I could see the logo, if you didn't have to hold your mic, that would be amazing. Yeah, there you go. We can do that the whole time. But thank you for listening, watching. All right, bye, Joel.
Bye, Ken.
Bye.